We've been going about 160 years. We're entrenched in schools up and down the country. We work from the single port trade right through to a large group.
What made you guys choose, Palsys and their product? What was it about them that you thought worked for you as a business?
Yeah, we've been with House for about 20 years. They're reliable, they're consistent, they're very helpful. And for us, it's a natural integration from the old system into the new. And the features they provided going for outstanding going forward, been great.
What are some of the big key things that have changed in recent times?
I think if you look at the last 20 years, it's gone from a sailor return type of business where the schools would count the money and the orders and so forth and bring them back through to a proof system now. And things are evolving all the time. The digital age has moved on as well. We were very much using sort of negatives like everyone else, a 5.4, a 10.8. Now it's all digital. Digital tariff space is growing. So it's huge challenges in the industry.
And obviously the market's evolving all the time. You have products coming through all the time. And I guess one of the good things about Houses is that they're continually innovating and trying to give you guys ideas of new ideas.
Very much. They're very intuitive. They're always asking us questions, always very helpful, adding new features and benefits, which helps us with the workload. It's been fantastic.
And obviously for you as a business owner, it's been challenging times economically recently for everyone. But how has this sort of system helped you as a business? Has it helped you become more efficient and drive where the business where we want to get to?
It has, absolutely. Owen, who runs the lab, has singing the praises of Hulse all the time. It's really been superb. Our whole processes, we can see where the orders are in the system and the speed at which we can see the orders and how we can process them. It's been fantastic. It's really helped us go to the next level.
I'm the laboratory and systems manager for Gillman Soame. We have a team of around 10 people, and we see the photography come in through the business from the start of the process right through to the very end and everything in the middle. I've been in the industry for just over 10 years, and I've been in the manager position for just over 3.
Lots of busy time periods at the moment for you at the moment, with lots of photos going through and lots of work to be done. These are the busy period for you.
Absolutely, yeah. This is the busiest period of the year, busiest time, of the season. And one of the 2 peaks throughout the year, but it does tend to be busy throughout the year for us. But obviously we have those peaks.
What are the most critical parts of your role that you need good software for? How does that work, and what are the key parts of that?
The most critical elements would be the amount of work that needs to be processed in such a limited time. Speed is critical to us, and on top of all of that is quality, and those two need to marry up together. Otherwise, we'll just get stuck in water.
How does MaxLab as a software system compare to obviously the old House product, if you like, beforehand? And what's it done differently compared to what the previous product had?
Fundamentally, they do the same thing at the core, but to try and compare them would be unfair. The new software is just vastly superior to the old. It really has cracked open the entire process. And I've mentioned previously about how speed and quality are vital, but not only that, the visibility of the process from the very start to the finish, and the new software has just completely cracked open the process from start to finish.
And in terms for you, impacting your role, you've got obviously a stressful job, you've got lots on. How has it made your life a bit easier or less stressful? Has it helped you yourself personally in terms of the work you have to do?
Yeah, it really has helped. The legacy software that we had, a lot of the elements of that became bespoke and almost dished out as separate software. Now everything's contained in one finite piece of software, and again can be done in one place.
Do you feel that the software's helped you as a in that role, especially when you have these busy times, you probably got to bring extra people in or do other things? Has it helped you become more efficient in the way you operate as a lab, do you think?
Completely. Efficiency is a really key point to focus on there with the new MaxLab. It's easier to show new staff how to use the software and how to do different parts of different types of jobs. That wasn't an option for us before, and we were very limited in the scope of what we could actually do and who could do it, just because of how complex it was to use.
And obviously making a change from any software to any old software to a new is a difficult thing to do sometimes. But how did Houses make that process easy for you?
They planned with us from the very start of the process and followed through with us right through from the start of the migration to the end. The first season with them, we had our little niggles in there, but Hulse were with us every step of the way, and the support was incredible. And one of the best customer services I've ever experienced.
What other solutions did you maybe consider as such, and what made you choose, Houses and MaxLab over those?
Yeah, we of course we did shop around, and I had some experience with other softwares. We had to look around to see what was best for us. We were already working with Hulse, so there is that level of while we do have to migrate, we're still staying with the same supply. But it wasn't just that; it was their confidence in how they were able to help us with the migration. We had over 10 years worth of work that had to be pushed into a completely new database, and they were fully confident that this would work very seamlessly, and in the end it did. My biggest concern was changing to someone that I wasn't as confident with, and that who weren't as confident themselves. Could have been an absolute disaster for us, especially leading into a very, very busy season.
And absolutely for you guys as businesses, like you say, you've got this whole history and this platform, and this software is enterprise software. It is critical to the way you guys operate as a business, isn't it? I don't mean not trying to big it up in any way, but it's important to. There's no point having photos coming in if you can't then process them, and it makes a key difference it's a key part of your operation, isn't it?
It is. It's right at the heart of, especially our portraiture and group work. It's everything goes through it one way or the other, from the very start of the process to the very end of the process, and in the editing phase as well. MaxLab is tied right through the process.
And when you did mention before around bringing new people in and getting them to learn the software, so new people find it quite easy to use. They find it quite comfortable to use. They get up to speed, do it quite quickly.
Absolutely. There's a lot of flexibility with the software to tailor it to how you need it to be presented, and we've tailored ours in a way that gives people exactly what they need to do the job. Other softwares I've seen can kind of come across very bloated and very complicated and overcomplicated for what they actually need to do, whereas ours is tailored for our users, and it's very, very simple to pick up for anybody new to the job.
And obviously one of the advantages of moving with a provider and work with a provider like Houses is that they're always pushing you to look at new things and new ideas and new technologies and new thoughts. I guess that's one of the good things for you, is that when you have got time as a lab manager and systems manager to sort of then see what's on the horizon, isn't it, and to see what's coming up. And I guess Houses are really good at showcasing that.
Absolutely, yeah. It's my job and responsibility to look forward at how we can improve things, and I always want to improve. And more often than not, Hulses will be the people that I go to start discussing those new ideas with, to see how they can help us make that even more efficient than maybe I could even think of.
Fantastic. And final question for you, which is probably a difficult one to ask, because you've been through this journey already. If you've got, if there's a lab manager or a systems manager at another organization that's, maybe anywhere in the world that's thinking, I've got to make this change, or I've got to do something different, what advice would you give them on making the change or move into a system like MaxLab? I'm guessing you'd say it's worthwhile, but what advice would you give them?
I would definitely say it's worthwhile, and it's it is incredibly daunting. I know anyone in my position would be very, very careful about the steps that they made, and to make sure that they could still produce work at the same level. But I could only recommend that once you get over that small hump, it really is worth it. My advice to anyone would be to plan ahead as far as you possibly can, and provide Hulses with all the information you can, just so that you can work together to have everything in place before you even start. And then your end goal, and exactly where you need to be and when you need to be there.
And also, as we would always say, call upon the team at Houses if you've got questions, right? Because I'm guessing you've had questions during the process, and and the team were there to support you. And I guess that's the thing, isn't it? If they're not sure or thinking about what to do or how to do it, is pick up the phone or drop an email through, and the guys are there to help.
Absolutely, yeah. From the start of the process, we had several meetings with them, and they really walked us through the process. And as I mentioned before, their confidence in the process as well, and how confident they were that we could move forward in this way. And again, even now, it is just a message away or a phone call away, and they are on board, and they are helping, and they are there to help.